actually, yeah, I did see that.
It's very shady, and one of the companies, what's it called? Oh man, it was all over. Asmongold was covering. I was watching a bunch of his
Yeah, I
videos.
watched it. Sweet Baby Inc.
Yeah, Sweet Baby Inc. That's one of the main
Yes,
ones,
yes,
dude.
yes, yes.
They're just trying to, dude. They're like,
Yeah,
they're
they did
literally,
that like Two Lives or whatever game or
bro.
whatever that bullcrap game.
The vibe is more like the sparrows in Game of Thrones. Like you got to pay off the whatever he is, the Great Sparrow, whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like these creepy that you shouldn't have anything to do with anything, and somehow they put their way in the games
Yeah.
and force people to pay, to pay them to tell them what to do to their
No, no,
art.
dude.
And if they don't, they get canceled or they'll have a bunch of articles written about them.
No, dude. Like the same thing goes for like dude. Like everybody's trying to stick their hands in gaming and they don't know anything about it. This goes for like even like these anti woke people or like I remember watching a clip from Tim Dillon's podcast where he was dissing on uh this next Grand Theft Auto game being a dude and a chick, and he was like dissing on it, saying they're putting this Latina in it because they're being woke or whatever. That's not
Yeah.
this game at all, dude.
I don't
There's
think
no
so,
way they're
dude.
doing this
I
because
don't
it's
think
woke. They're
so.
doing it because Latina is good, and every white guy wants to date a Latina, and here we go. This is it. We're doing it.
No, I think they look like. I think it looks. I think it makes perfect sense. I think
I think it makes 100% sense.
if they're doing a Bonnie and Clyde story, which is
Oh,
what it seems like it,
100%,
then
dude.
that is like I mean, that is GTA gold. Like that would be.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
like that it's Florida. Like they
Oh,
went back
yeah,
to Florida. It's the perfect setting. Like
It is the
Right.
it's the most crazy methed out.
Right, and it
Wild
allows
West
them
swampy
right, and it
like-
allows them to
Yeah.
have some like country wilderness aspects. You gotta
Oh
mix
yeah,
in
you
some of
can-
the Red Dead Redemption
as
stuff.
redneck as it can get.
Yeah.
But you also have the nightclub scene.
Yeah, the
and
city, yeah.
It's got everything, dude.
It's got it all, yeah.
Perfect spot for it.
I would say the
and
only
then, like,
go ahead.
you go ahead.
I was just gonna say the only other town that I was kind of hoping they would do, but nobody does because it's just like I don't know, nobody makes movies or video games about this area. But Houston would actually be an amazing city for GTA to be in.
Houston?
Oh, for sure, dude.
I've never been.
You've what?
Never been
Okay,
there.
Houston has a very intense culture. Like, there's a bunch of Mexicans, there's a bunch of black people, there's a bunch of cowboys, there's a bunch of oil wells. You could have my college town, College Station, Texas, be one of the outside cities or whatever, just so it's like you could do the country thing like they're doing in Florida. Houston would work as a GTA location.
Well, I'm trying to think about it. Like every other game has different, like I guess different biomes. I guess you could say. Does Houston have that?
Take command of the
Yeah,
Outside
no,
of
it-
the city and then surrounding desert, right? Like
There's not a desert around it. No, it'd be like woods. I mean, you could have like a desert. Like
Plains.
I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine if they wanted to, they could just because obviously it wouldn't literally be Houston, right? But they could
Sure.
just do like the West Texas desert on the western side of the map. So like on one side of the map would be Houston, the city, with Galveston Island and the downtown part, and then like in the middle would be like the hill country, the Texas hill country, so woods and kind of hills and a little. You could have like a little college town there just to have like that kind of like aesthetic. And then further to the west, you would do like basically Amarillo. You would just do Red Dead
I
Redemption
almost
2.
want to bet that they won't do Texas because it's too red. I guess.
Well, Florida's really
I-
red now.
Well, yeah, but Florida is also known for being
Totally
absolutely
cracked out.
fucking insane, dude. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
world knows that Florida's the psychopath.
Florida man.
of our
Well,
country.
that is obviously something about Florida that gives it an edge as a GTA setting, is that it has that.
yeah, where I don't know, like I don't live there, but from what I've
The
read,
Super
talked to
Destroyer's
people,
ready for your
like
next
it's very not straight, but the traditional. We'll call Texas traditional.
hmm Well, like I said, if you actually go to Houston, you'll see there are ghettos and like.
Well,
there's-
dude, it's a city. Name a
yeah,
big
yeah.
city that doesn't have it's just not garbage.
Right,
Like
right.
any
right.
big city is garbage. I
Okay,
don't
but
care
also
what.
Florida's not
Agreed.
that. Florida's the only reason Florida has that reputation is because they have some kind of law where everybody gets arrested for everything can end up on the news. Like there's no. It's all released in public. So I read an article about this, like why the Florida man meme is a thing, and it's not that they actually have more people that do crazy stuff, though they definitely do have people that do crazy stuff. It's just that if there's something about the way their police reporting works, that all that stuff is out in the public immediately. What are you looking at?
I'm not looking at anything.
Manfred,
I was
are you-
gonna
are
say
you looking at
earlier.
something?
No,
what
no,
are you
no. I'm just browsing through YouTube's.
The galactic
Oh.
I was gonna say
war is
earlier, dude. Like I watched
Are you
a
ready,
political
Eldar?
guy. He was talking about I forget the guy's name. What's the black guy in the new Assassin's Creed?
Oh, fuck that shit,
Yoshandu
dude.
or
I don't know, dude. That's
he
so
was talking about it
stupid.
and he was pro for it. And he's like a conservative guy, but he was pro for it because he's like it's historical. And
But
I'm like screaming at the screen like you're so
not, dude.
stupid. They're tricking you. They're using a real person to trick you.
Yeah,
They're
dude.
tricking you.
That is
And
the
then he
perfect
made a
example.
video like one day later apologizing because he read another article that was talking about how the guy the article was like pretty vague, but it was like basically saying he was gonna be gay. And again, he's like, they're probably gonna make him gay, and I'm like, he doesn't even understand how Assassin's Creed work these days, right? In Assassin's Creed, you just pick a person to sleep with and you sleep with them, right? That's what
Yeah.
they're talking about in the article.
Yeah.
But he doesn't even know that because he doesn't play games. These people just shouldn't talk about it because they don't know
Dude.
what's going on.
But
Tim
dude,
Dillon
but
or
dude-
Tim Pool should just shut his mouth. He has no idea what's going on.
Tim Pool should shut his mouth. Yeah. Tim Pool is dumb. But like, but that is so. That's a perfect example of the DEI stuff and how stupid it can get. Like, literally, you don't need to make Japan more diverse. It's Japan.
No.
Stop it.
Japan.
Just tell a samurai story. Just be Japanese. You don't have to fit a black guy in there for some reason. Like, you don't have to
Yeah.
do this. Just
And
do
I guarantee you, like, if Ghost of Tsushima, if the next Ghost of Tsushima comes out and it puts that guy in it, they'll probably do it in a really cool, natural, and
respectful way.
interesting way.
Yeah.
Respectful to the history, respectful to that person,
Yeah.
and respectful to us, the player.
It's
To
so
not
crazy.
be
Yeah.
bamboozling us.
I feel like people have been talking about Assassin's Creed and how they need to do a samurai, like a Japanese feudal Japan setting for years. Like back when I used to care about Assassin's Creed,
Yeah. For sure.
because I loved the original Assassin's Creed games. That was always the topic of conversation. Like, oh my god, they should do Japan, and then they finally do it, and they just fucking
It's a
blow it.
giant black guy.
And
Not only
it's
that, but
cra-
it's a black guy who I guess won't be stealthy and assassin-y like every
yeah.
other assassin has been.
It's crazy that they did a Viking Assassin's Creed before they did feudal Japan.
That is crazy.
Egyptian actually made more sense. That really fit in with like the mythology of Assassin's Creed. It
And
kinda
that was
made
supposed to be
sense.
like an origin or whatever anyway, so it kinda
Yeah,
worked.
yeah. And they did Greece too, which again, not that far removed from.
Dude, that was my favorite one out of all of them.
I never
Odyssey
played
was my
it, but I
favorite.
know people
So
loved it.
good.
I did
Loved
not.
it.
I somehow did not get it. That was for some reason. Origins was the last one I played.
Like Origins was fun, but like mainly because I like the Greek history better,
Yeah,
like the mythology behind. Like it worked for an Assassin's Creed game. Like let's put sprinkle a little magic in there, some
Right.
mythology.
Well, they always do.
I
right?
just
But-
Go
can't-
fight
but-
Medusa.
So
Like,
the thing in
awesome.
Assassin's Creed, the magic is always like due to this like alien forerunner race, right? That's always being kind of
Yeah.
hidden. Yeah.
Like
Which-
take
which I-
history and
which I
just
love.
twist it to something
Yeah.
cool. And this new one looks like it's gonna be like let's take history and twist it into politics.
It's not cool, dude.
No, wrong. You took the wrong road, dude. You turned
I
right.
dude, I
Should have gone
stopped.
left.
I just can't. Anything Ubisoft makes, other than
Oh, I'm totally out on Ubisoft.
Wildlands.
I am
I'm
completely
not.
out
I'm
on
waiting.
Ubisoft.
Ghost Recon, dude. Give it to me. Give it to me.
give it to me.
If they
baby.
do it,
screw
dude,
it.
but they, dude, Ubisoft is cooked, bro. They're cooked,
They're
bro.
so
They're
cooked.
Oh, for sure.
they're a terrible. They're a terrible studio now. I mean, their reputation has gone
What
so
needs
far
to
south.
happen is this game needs to tank, just absolutely bomb. The company folds and they sell the rights to Tom Clancy to
Yeah.
a different company
Yeah.
that actually cares.
Think about it, Ubisoft for a while was really tremendous. I mean, it was like back when they were making the good Tom Clancy games, like when it was really like
Splinter Cells. Actually, I don't know if Ubisoft did Splinter Cells.
Splinter Cell, the OG Rainbow Six games, the Ghost Recon games, like even before Wildlands, just like when it was an full-blown tactical shooter. And then they were making, obviously they had Ubisoft was Splinter Cell for sure.
Yeah, I almost want to bet that Rainbow Six was the end of the newest Rainbow Six. That was the end of Ubisoft because they
Rainbow
figured out
Six
how much
Siege.
money they could make off of just microtransactions.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
since then, every
That's
game
true.
has just been poop.
And you know what? Rainbow Six Siege is a good game, but like
But yeah, it's still-
we never
that's
played it,
still
but
cooking too.
but like that game was good. But that's how it always starts, right? There's like a gateway drug, and they make a good game, and it has microtransactions, and it works, and then they're like, and then they forget the fact that the game was good, and they just try to do the microtransactions.
That's another one. It's one of those arena, fucking classic
Yeah,
games. Like,
They just released another game called like XD Definitive or something. Some weird stupid name. That
Do you
people are
remember?
playing right now?
Do you know what?
100%.
Ubisoft did something so crazy with Ghost Recon. It's crazy. I still can't believe it happened. They actually tried to release a freaking
Oh, yeah.
battle royale Ghost Recon
I
game
forgot about that.
that got literally destroyed. The reaction was so brutal that they canceled the game.
Dude, it
How's
was
that-
like a week. It took a week of like,
Yes.
here, this is what we're making. Oh, never mind. We're not
I-
making that. Sorry, guys.
I wish I had seen the original live stream. I've heard that the chat of that live stream was like the biggest bloodbath ever seen. It must have been. It was bad enough they canceled the game, dude. I mean, the chat just exploded in rage when
I
as
didn't know
much
anything
as
about
we've
this.
talked about it, like how Ghost Recon is just Barbie dress up, tactical shooter. That's
Yeah,
all
it's
we
always
want.
it's always just
That's
been a
it.
tactical. But at its core, it's been a tactical shooter. I mean, originally it was first person. Like, if anything, they should go back to. I mean, I like the third person, but like, I don't know, man. And then
If they could
Breakpoint.
do it like this, well, not even. I guess it is like this. If they had a toggle, let me pick. Just give me the option to pick. That's it.
yeah, I mean, I was fine with the third person. That's not a big deal. And like, it kind of makes the Barbie dress up more fun.
Well, I don't know. Have you ever seen any of the videos of the computer modded version where it's first person only?
I have, yeah.
Where they said it changes the game completely, like because you can no longer look over walls.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you have
that's
to-
true.
But the game wasn't designed for it. So like
Yeah.
the sounds of
I-
footsteps and stuff, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
I
mean,
I like third person way more than first person, but if like true like tactical,
Ready for
it has to
another
be
mission,
first
Helldiver?
person, right? Because
Yeah,
like,
but again, that was kind of the point, right? Like, it was like an accessible version of a
Mhm.
sim.
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
It was
And,
normal.
and you know, it was Ubisoft, so you're thinking like these are the guys who gave us the Splinter Cell third-person stealth game. So like them just kind of like mixing in that third-person stealth gameplay into Ghost Recon, it just made sense. It just worked. It was fine, you know.
Oh, they also ruined Far Cry.
Oh yeah, they did bomb Far Cry 5, right?
I think people liked whatever the one you guys played together. People
Far
liked
Cry
that one.
4. Oh, we
5?
loved. No, was it
Or
5?
was it 4?
No, you're right. It was 5.
Was it 5?
Six was the one that just came out with it was like Cuba or something.
Oh,
Yeah. It had
Didn't
the
even
guy
touch
from The
that.
Boys
Yeah,
in
screw
it,
that.
and it was
We
bad.
never
As soon as I
touched
saw him as the actor, I was like, nah, like they're
That's a
building
ploy. They're
this off a
pulling.
name.
They're tricking
Yep.
us. Some of the
They're
tricks.
using a celebrity. Nope.
No, we played we played Far Cry 5 in Montana and Hope County, and that game
Dude,
that game was so much
good
fun.
times right there.
It was good times. And that game had like charisma, dude. Like it just
Yeah.
had like it was fun. It was what Far Cry is supposed to be. Just like a fun sandbox of just chaos and very interesting enemies. Like the protagonists were like, or antagonists rather, were just like interesting and fun to hunt down, and they had like personality and character, and it was just great. And then the game ended with a
Yeah.
surprise. The game ended with a surprise nuclear bomb, which was so
Dude, that
fucking
last-
awesome.
Yeah, I still remember that last like.
We were
couple
like,
minutes of-
what?
What is going on? Dude?
Because the whole game, Ty, is like this guy's crazy. They're just a doomsday cult. There's no nuclear. Like they're saying it's coming, but it's like it's just like implied that like no, these people are crazy. And then at
Yeah.
the very end, a nuke goes off. We actually, I
They were
remember
right
like,
the
do
whole
you
time.
remember we like scoured the map trying to like our theory was that
Mhm.
he must have set off the nuke, and like the doomsday cult had nukes because there were missile silos throughout the
Yeah,
game.
because we were like looking at maps, like trying to figure out where it could be. and-
Yeah, like we
Wow.
were trying to figure it out because we were thinking, okay, so the Doomsday Cult must have actually set off the nuke. That has to be the explanation. There's no way he just knew that it was coming. But we could never definitively find. We never found evidence, but we searched though. Like there was like it was fun, but the game was full of stuff like that where we were like trying to find that kind of stuff. We were trying to find Bigfoot for a long time. Remember that?
That's right. Yeah.
And we never
he in the
found.
game?
No, but you find like clues, like hints of him
Yeah,
or
like,
whatever.
you look at like a map on a table, and it's got like Bigfoot sightings and like
Mhm.
circles and stuff. Like, dude, that's in the map. Like, that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
map. Like, let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
We can go
Oh my
find
god, dude, we were so schizo when we were playing this game. We were like, yeah, we were looking at maps on the walls and on tables, and like, no, this is it, dude. Like we swore there was some like big Easter egg hidden in this game. We were gonna find Bigfoot, and we never did. We also thought there was Bigfoot in Ghost Recon Wildlands, and never found him either. One day Ubisoft's gonna actually put Bigfoot in one of these games, and it's just gonna blow our minds. And we're like, oh my god, he's real, finally. Oh, dude, but yeah, there was like four.
Finally.
I think there were like four different sites on the very edge of the map in Far Cry 5 that were like Bigfoot clues of some sort.
Mhm.
And so we found all those, and then we were searching everywhere trying to find, and also doing this trying to figure out how he had nukes. Like, we were just convinced like
Yeah.
it can't be a
Dude,
coincidence. Yeah.
I really enjoy playing like a free roam sandbox like that with a friend. Like whenever they add that multiplayer, like I mean, we always talk about like if they added multiplayer to Skyrim, it'd be the craziest thing ever.
Yeah,
you know?
this game was designed with co-op in mind from the beginning, and
Yeah.
it was great. It was super
No,
fun.
there's a zombie game. I think you played it. Did you play Dying Light?
I never really did. No.
Okay, well it's good. It's a really good zombie game, but it has that multiplayer, and so I played it with Jesse. It's super fun.
Yeah, those
Killing
those-
zombies.
It's fun to run around with that, but yeah, we
dude.
had a blast playing Fire. This was in like what year was this? I remember I was in my house.
2016, 17.
2016, 17, something like
Yeah,
that.
somewhere around there.
Or I remember I had. Well, no. Let
guess.
me think. It would have been 2017 because I remember I was in my house on Colgate Circle.
Galactic war awaits.
We played it like crazy, dude.
Did you live behind a HEB, or am I imagining that?
Not behind it, but it was nearby.
That's nice.
It's like a park or whatever. Dude, we played the shit out of that game. That was during the BF1 era as well, which is another excellent game.
Oh,
Me and
man.
Ty, I made Ty buy that game. We played a couple of rounds.
Did we?
Yeah, we played a couple.
I don't remember. Did we play Battlefield 5 at all? Like, did we put time into that?
We did. We started it, and I was just repulsed, and I don't think you liked it either. And then we stopped pretty early on.
Yeah, like, because I remember seeing clips of it, and like, because I don't have any like saved clips of it, so I don't remember if we actually played it.
We played like a little bit of it, and I remember Peyton played with us too. Peyote played with us, and it was just repulsive. It was just, I mean, it already
Well,
looked bad. Like the trailers and stuff were sketchy. It was a girl with a robot arm.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And it's like, why is
Chicks with a
there
prosthetic.
why is there a strong independent woman with a robot arm with a prosthetic
Yep.
arm? This doesn't make sense. And then it was like we get in, and then like that was one of the early games that went woke and went broke. And remember, like one of the developers was just talking smack about how like who cares if it's a story? I want my daughter to be able to play as a Whammages. And
Shut up.
we were just like, bro, what are
Shut
you
up.
talking about? Give us the. And then like the other
Give
thing
us a
too,
World War One simulator.
yeah, the other
Yeah,
thing.
after coming from like, I can ride a horse next to a tank and shoot down a plane with a train going through the middle. Like, you can't top that with
No.
a woman robot arm. Like, no,
That's
not
not
gonna
it.
work.
The other thing about it too, like even ignoring like the terrible aesthetics and all the female soldiers, which is just so stupid, dude. God, that's awful. The other thing was, so it was a World War II game. So this is Battlefield. So of course everybody's thinking, oh, dude, they're gonna do Normandy Beach,
Oh yeah, D-Day.
Unreal Engine, and it's gonna be amazing. But they didn't do any of the like famous battles, and that was like a thing they were trying to do on purpose. Like we're gonna do the lesser known battles. No, don't.
Dude, not even
Don't do
dude.
that.
Like they were doing like, well, there's this obscure history story about this woman who was a sniper and she killed 4
Stop.
people. or whatever.
Stop it.
So here's a mission. Here's a mission. Oh, thanks.
Do they understand that they could release a game with a newer version of Normandy Beach every like 5 years, and we would go crazy for it every single time? Like we want to be in Saving Private Ryan over and over again for the rest of our
Yep.
lives.
It's like,
Battlefront
just
1
sit
was
them
great,
down,
though.
have them watch that opening scene and say, "Right, like, just make that.
And just
Make
do that.
That.
Just
all
do
you have
it.
to
Do it in Unreal Engine, even better than.
Well, we can't because there's no women in this shot. It's like because they weren't there.
Because they weren't
They
there.
weren't
Because
there.
women weren't allowed in a situation like that. Because they would have been killed immediately, and
'Cause
they
they're
would have killed.
weak.
They would have gotten many other people killed. Yeah.
So many.
I remember,
people did it.
but I remember in BF1, like one of the expansions. By the way, another great thing about those games is like tons of expansions. Both BF4,
Liberties
BF3, BF4, and BF1 had so much like DLC content, and like the only complaint was that premium players, it was almost like we were playing a different game, like it split the community, but we didn't care because we were premium players, and who cares if they did? But like, remember, we had the premium, of course, because we
Mhm.
were Battlefield
Addicted
gods.
to it.
Yeah, and like you get all the DLCs as soon as they came out, and like a day early and stuff. And but they had like tons. Like I want to say there's like what 8 DLCs for BF1. Like it was a lot.
Dang.
And they'd all have like I think they each had 4 maps. So by the time the game was all out, I mean there was like 30 or 40 maps, and yeah, but one of them was the Russian front, right? And I remember that one had female soldiers, like but specifically the Russian side. The Russian side had female soldiers. But that at least made sense because we knew the Russians were just sending any warm body they could
Yeah,
find.
it made sense. Like, is it completely realistic? Maybe
Yeah.
not.
It was just-
is
but it was like-
plausible? Sure.
Right, and it was just kind of sprinkled in that one thing, in that one expansion. Here were the
Exactly.
Russian woman they were fighting, and so it wasn't like too much. It wasn't just like I'm in World War II fighting against the Nazis and they have a black female soldier. Stop this! Stop this!
And my arm's missing. Her arm's missing.
Yeah, she has a prosthetic arm.
Doesn't have an arm.
And you just knew when you saw that they were Fortniting Battlefield and they wanted to have more microtransactions for cosmetics. And that's the other thing too about Battlefield that just doesn't work with the game at all is like it was a crucial part of the game that if you saw a guy all the way across the battlefield, you knew which class he was by his silhouette. Like every type of class had a very specific outline, which was like again a good thing. You could tell when somebody was support class or a sniper or an engineer or assault. And that made it, and that was important because that was part of the tactical aspect of the game. I needed to be able to know that guy might have an RPG or this guy might have, this guy's going to revive that guy or whatever. Oh, another thing that happened to BF5, if you remember, Alex, like all the team play stuff was out the window. Anybody could revive anybody could drop ammo. Anybody could use any weapon, like that was all gone. And then they did the same stuff in Battlefield 2042, and then they doubled down on it in Battlefield 2042 and made it more of a hero shooter and more ridiculous. It was goofy stuff, like you were slinging around, zip lining around, and there were like flying hamster suits, and it was just it was awful. It was terrible.
Hamsters. I like hamster suits, but everything else you said is true.
Yeah, BF1 was a little. They definitely. How would you describe it? Embellished World War One a little bit, but
Sure.
it was
like the guns and stuff.
Yeah, but it was cool. Like it always felt like you were in World War One. It had that aesthetic. It had an atmosphere. It was the best atmospheric game. One of the best atmospheric games I'd ever played, where you really it had such a distinct aesthetic to it.
Roll a clip of you playing while you're on mushrooms and you're just looking straight up.
Yeah, dude, we were
Having a good time.
Yeah, we had so much fun. We were goofing off all the time.
I really liked it, but I played in I don't know 2020, 21, and the skill gap between the people who were still playing and me was immeasurable.
Pretty brutal.
Kinda
Yeah.
sucked.
Oh, I'm sure, dude.
But
Oh, dude.
I still had my moments, and so I was able to clip those
Yeah.
and look at them and go, "Oh, this is good."
There were a lot of aspects to it. I think I shared one thing about that game that I loved was like, so the sniper rifles had a sweet spot mechanic where like if you could learn the distance for, and each sniper rifle was different, and same thing for like the Mars one. There's like like one of them would be like 100 meters, and if you would just stay within 100 to 120 meters away, you could one shot people. So if you had a feel for that, you could find the right distance and get a lined upgrade. You would just go to one shot spree, and it was so satisfying.
Yeah.
I think
but
that
it-
was the first game that did that too.
Yeah,
I don't
that
know
was
if
like
they
a-
still do it in the newer
Yeah,
ones, but,
right.
Like, it was weird at first, but like once
It
you
was
got down to
yeah,
it, like, dude, it worked.
it was a different kind of thing, but it was just, and again, not super, like, it wasn't like a realistic thing, but it was something you could learn about the weapon you were using. Like it was like this is a skill thing. Like I could learn to find that right distance and get a feel for it, and then keep that in mind as I'm positioning myself, and then I could get an advantage.
Another thing about these new games like Battlefront 2040, whatever it is, does it look any better than Battlefield 1?
No,
Like when I
I
think
don't
about
think
it,
so.
they just look the exact same. Except
No,
obviously the
no, the
there's
maps
different stuff going on, but like graphically they look the same, don't they?
the maps in Battlefield 2042 don't look good. They look bad. They look boring. The maps in Battlefield 1 were like paintings, bro. Like they were beautiful. They were
Yeah, they were.
gorgeous. There was one map that I thought was ugly. You know the map I'm talking about, don't you? It's like it was like I don't know, like foggy. It was like a dusk
Oh,
setting.
yeah,
and-
yeah.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
Yep.
That map was ugly, but that's just because it was like the sun was setting. And it just made the colors were just bad. That was the only ugly map. But that map was cool. It had that giant castle. That was the other cool thing about BF1 is that you would be fighting in like these medieval castles and stuff because it was in that transitionary period where they're moving away from one style of warfare to another.
Let us cleanse the galaxy of alien scum.
New
Would you
war.
shut up. But yeah, the horses blowing up tanks, planes shooting horses. I mean, it was just,
Yep.
it was insane. It was so
Sick.
much fun. And the cavalry fighting was awesome too, like a really great mechanic.
Oh yeah. I mean, I know I always wanted to get on a horse and ride. I need to go back and check my clips. I had some pretty good, not that good, but like maybe like 4 or 5 kills in a row, and I felt really good about it.
Yeah. But whoever it was that was making those games, BF3, 4, and BF1, they're gone. They do not work at DICE anymore. All those people are gone. They've completely left the building. And they've gone on to make other things that just aren't good. Like, I tried that game, the finals.
The finals, yeah.
And it definitely had the gunplay of Battlefield, but it just wasn't. No, dude. Like,
I like the idea, but you're just too slow, and I don't know.
it's like that line in Rogue One. Like, really, a man of your talents? Like, they're making this goofy arena shooter. It's like, you guys are gods of tactical military combat and large-scale battles and vehicles and stuff. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Don't do this.
I don't know. There's a lot. I don't know. I think that it could work, but I think the 3 class and like 3v3v3 systems doesn't work.
Yeah, it's not my thing.
It's not particularly fun.
Well, a lot of it's like I didn't play the finals at all, but isn't it another just not a looter shooter, but a battle royale?
It's an
kind of
arena.
thing?
It's not.
Or
No, it's not
arena
a battle
shooter,
royale.
arena
It's
shooter,
an
yeah.
arena shooter with like really goofy kind of mechanics, and you bounce
Yeah.
off trampolines and zip
It's
line
like,
around.
Just everyone, all the shooters are just looking at what went good 10 years ago and still trying to copy that stuff.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
PUBG and Fortnite, they won.
It's Fortnite, dude. This
Just
is
leave
all.
it.
This is all
Leave those-
Fortnite's. It's all
Can't-
Fortnite's fault.
You'll never catch up to those. You're not going to capture those players. Like, stop. Make something new.
Fortnite, I think, destroyed gaming. I think Fortnite was actually like an apocalyptic event,
Yeah, you're right.
and
Helldiver.
the most of the
Super
games-
is
Like-
ready for your next mission.
Go
It's
ahead.
just like the Helldiver developer said, a game for everybody is a game for no one.
exactly.
You have to make something for somebody. You can't just make something for everybody.
Yeah,
And
you
Fortnite
can't.
is for everybody, and for that reason, it's killed everything. It ruined gaming.
Well, it's not for everybody. We
It's-
never touch that crap.
well-
We're not children.
Well, sure, but you know
it
what I
was
mean.
popular. It was obviously a lot of people played
Helldivers
it.
comes out and it catches a lot of people, and a lot of people fall off.
Right.
Where'd they go? You know, that's
The,
what I
prob-
want.
the
Where'd
problem,
600,000
the
go?
problem was they tried to make Call of Duty Fortnite-ish, and then they tried to make Battlefield Fortnite-ish. And
That's true.
They made Rainbows. It's like,
I'm never playing Call of Duty. I might play Battlefront if another one comes out and you guys say it's good.
well, I'm down to play what, Battlefront or Battlefield?
Battlefield, I think they're making a new one, aren't they?
They're
Yeah,
apparently making a
Battlefield.
new one. The chances of it being good are 0. but-
Slim. Yeah.
But I'll look, dude. I mean, I'll watch. But like, you know, I think one
oh,
thing.
no. Did you see the new, what was it, Delta Force? They're bringing back Delta Force?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Delta Force like
Yes.
Lockdown or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
That
did you-
looks pretty
I guess.
good.
Did you play
Interesting,
the
at least.
Greetings, Helldiver.
Did you play that old Black Hawk Down game on PC?
Yes, it was a long time ago.
It was
like,
a long
what,
time ago.
90s?
Early
Or
2000s.
Very
I
early
think.
2000s?
Yeah. Ty, did you ever play
That
that on
was-
our computer at home? The Black Hawk Down game?
No sir.
That
No,
was
sir.
back
Yeah.
in the original Ghost Recons too. Like,
Yeah.
The old.
I played
like,
a little bit
big
of old
squad
Recon,
ones.
but
Yeah, that game, I love that game. So it does look interesting, but still, I don't know, I'm not sure. Somebody's got to do it. Like, somebody has to come in and recapture the sort of accessible tactical shooter military kind of game. Like, they're just, because nobody's doing it anymore. Everything's goofy.